Welcome back to this special edition of 7 Sports Extra. Now, we don't usually do this, okay, but tonight we have a couple of guests here in studio. Josh Ruchotzke, right here to my left, and that over there is Chris Jones. Now, we're going to tell you how these two are connected in a minute. But first, let's get the story. Josh, you just graduated from Farmington High School in Illinois, right?
Yeah, just almost 2 weeks ago today, actually.
Graduated?
My graduation day, like our commencement day.
Right.
Yeah.
Graduated fourth in your class?
Fourth in my class, had a 3.97 GPA, and so I was obviously in the top 10, top 10%, and had all the academic accolades that went with that. And,
of course, you played high school varsity baseball, right?
Yes, I played for the last, well, I've played baseball pretty much all my life, and then high school baseball for the last 4 years, and varsity baseball for the last 3 years.
Final batting average was?
I honestly couldn't tell.
Come on, you know your batting average?
I think it just over 300, but I don't know the exact number.
So 5 years ago, Josh, what happened to you?
I started out what we thought was the flu, and just thought it was going to be a couple days. I'd get through it, no problem, just normal flu like you get when you're not feeling well. And it turned out to keep getting worse. We eventually had to go to the hospital. And while I was at the hospital, my body started shutting down. In order to save my life, my body forced the blood and nutrients in my hands and legs to my organs to keep me alive. And so that killed the tissue and the muscle and the bones in my hands and legs. And so after I came out of all this, I knew I was going to have amputations. Next day, I was life-flighted out to Denver and received additional treatment here. Just a couple weeks after I was here, received amputations to all 4 of my extremities. Was in the hospital for a total of about 3.5 months, receiving additional follow-up surgeries, and eventually, when I was finally done with all of it, came out with amputations to all 4 of my legs or all 4 of my extremities.
Well, Josh, this was a Strep A infection. And did you at that time say, you know, what is this and why is it happening to me?
Yeah, of course, I just didn't really know what it was, why this was happening to me, or what really caused it. So I had a lot of questions because we just didn't really know what was going on. Now,
one question you had was probably, can I still play sports? I mean, did anybody ever tell you, say, Josh, look, I know you played sports before, great baseball player, played hoops, played all kind of sports, but now you're not going to be able to do that. Did anybody ever tell you that?
Not really said no. I think there's a lot of people that were really, kind of skeptical, but they tried to give me, a positive attitude, kind of, if that's what I wanted to do, then they were like, okay, well, we'll help you try and do it. But in the back of their minds, I think they're kind of like, well, I'm not so sure we'll be able to make it happen, but we'll definitely try and give it our best shot.
So you were in Denver, you were in a wheelchair, and then I saw you turned up at a Rockies game. You met Troy Tulowitzki, Clint Hurdle, Matt Holliday at the time.
Yeah.
They had a fundraiser for you. How did all that come about?
Well, we were at the initial Rockies game, was kind of set up through the hospital, and got to go down on the field and meet the team. Right.
Well, we were at that fundraiser, and here's what Matt Holliday said about you at the time.
I've done a lot of inspiration off Josh, who's got a lot of courage and what he's gone through. I have a lot of, I think he's a great kid, and I'm glad to be here.
Well, Josh, do you consider yourself an inspiration? I mean, playing high school baseball, playing basketball, do you kind of feel that when other people in a similar situation look at you, they can say, hey, maybe I can do this too?
Yeah, and that's one of my big things is, I try to inspire people that, any kind of amputee, that just because, what they've gone through, it doesn't, it sucks and, nobody wants to go through it. It's a terrible thing to go through, but it's not, the end of your life, and there's so much more you can still do in life. And so I try to be an inspiration to them and just somebody they can look at as proof that their life isn't over and they can do whatever they want. It just might be a little different path to do it now.
Well, a lot of people are probably asking, well, how did you do this? How did you play high school baseball? And that brings us to Chris Jones from Rebound Prosthetics. Chris, how are you?
Good, good. Lionel, thanks.
All right. When did you first meet Josh?
I think it was a Friday night, wasn't it? When you got flown into town?
I think so, yeah.
Because I was wrapping up the day at the office and got called in last minute to be in for surgery, and then came in and basically his lower legs and hands were pretty much black and necrotic, and we do a special post-op brace and cast him for that and got him going from there, trying to get him going to his baseball career again.
When he said, "I want to play baseball again," what was your initial reaction?
You know, I've been fortunate. I've worked with a lot of young, active people most of my career, so it wasn't that tough, you know, not knowing Joshua from anything. I was, you know, young, healthy, active. Heck, you know, let's give it a shot.
Now, the thing is called Batzilla, right?
Yeah.
We're going to take a look at that. It's what you wear on your left arm,
On my
right?
left arm, yeah.
Chris, tell us how you designed it and how it works.
Well, there's nothing in the textbook for this type of stuff. You kind of make it up as you go. Joshua still has good range of motion in his wrist, as you can see, and that's one thing we didn't want to do is take away that ability for him to use it. So I kind of just, we tried different types, different designs, and finally we just came up with one that is probably working, I would say, 85% of the time.
Right.
It's not, it didn't perform and function the way I really wanted it to, but it's doing a good enough job for him.
Josh, you must have been, when you got that thing fitted on, how long did it take you to be able to hit the ball again? And once you did, were you like, wow, this is great?
Yeah, like he said, it wasn't just kind of an overnight thing. Like, he really put in a lot of hard work designing many different things till we finally got to the one I use today. But once we got to something that worked, and I was really excited, and kind of at that point it was kind of the final piece of the puzzle to being able to play sports again, because I had already had like the legs and the new glove and stuff like that to help me play.
Right.
So it was really exciting to get that done and be able to play again.
Right. Chris, did you go to any of his games this year, and were you kind of like, or did you see him and be like, wow?
Everything.
How did it make you feel? Or,
well, it's great. You know, I mean, I always get updates from Joshua and his mom.
Yeah.
But knowing him as well as I do now, I've never been surprised at how good he's doing. But it's been neat to see him progress. I mean, because, what, 14 when this happened?
13.
13.
Yeah.
I mean, watch him grow over the past few years. I mean, not to sound like a parent, but I've always been really proud to see how he's done.
Yeah. Well, Josh, now you're out of high school, right?
Right.
What does the future hold for you?
Well, this fall I'm going to go on to enroll at Vanderbilt University, where I'm going to study human and organizational development, as well as be a student manager for the baseball team.
Right. Now, you're back in Colorado now.
Right.
Because you needed another surgery, right?
Mm-hmm.
But do you kind of think of Colorado as a second home? I mean, you've been here a lot. You know, the Rockies have helped you out. Chris built Batzilla for you. Do you have a special place in your heart for Colorado?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I love coming back here and like rekindling the friendships that I've made out here, and spending time with everybody I've met. And I love Denver and the area out here, and just being able to come back is a lot of fun, yeah.
Well, Josh wants to be in Major League Baseball in a front office job one day, and I have no doubt he'll get whatever he wants in life. And thanks, Josh and Chris, for stopping by.